Today we're going to do a quick lesson on motifs. Now, when we are improvising a solo, maybe over some sort of groove, and you've got like I've got a track here we're gonna play in on D minor, and let's say we're playing in the key of D minor. You have whether you're a beginner player who just has a few little pentatonic boxes, or you're an advanced player who can go left and right, up and down, just mixing in all the different substitutions and kind of color notes and chromaticisms and all that. No matter what you're doing, the most important thing really when it comes to soloing is creating memorable lines. And I think that's what's so hard to do sometimes, is to create something that the listener is going to take, after the gig, after they've heard you play, they're going to take and they're going to kind of sing in their head, right? And they're going to remember. That's what makes great solos great. That's what makes, a David Gilmour solo so good, is that it's memorable, right? One of the devices that players use is motifs, setting up little melodic ideas that you could sing. And there's a easy trick for this, something that I do all the time in my soloing, and something that I work with my students a lot. So I kind of wanted to go over that with you guys today. So it's a 4-part lick, and this is something that we used to do in music school a lot. When I was at MI, we used to work on this. But think of it as a 4-part lick. Play any melodic idea, as simple as it can be. For example, like if I went, let's say that's my melodic idea. I'm right here in the D minor pentatonic box, and I just played. And it can be anything. It could be, that could be your melodic idea. But I'm going to use this one. So that's part 1. I just played the idea. Part 2 is to play the idea again, but with some sort of variation towards the end, like, I played that kind of terribly. Hold on. Great. So there's my second idea. Or I could have played, right, it goes to another note. So so that's part 1 is set up the idea. Part 2 is play a variation on the idea. Part 3 is to play a different variation on the idea. So here's part 1. Here's part 2. Here's part 3. And then part 4 is to play a brand new idea. Check this out. So you've got a little track here. Let it hang for a second. Okay. Alright, let's get it back to the 1, and then I'll play the idea. So like 1, 2, 3. Now that already is more memorable than anything that I would have played if I had just started going, that's cool, playing around, mixing up some longer lines, but it's not memorable, right? And I can totally do that after I've set up something that's kind of cool and makes you go home humming something. So here, I'll take a stab at. I'm gonna play the motif to begin with, and then I'm just going to like sort of meander around with some longer lines, mix up the two ideas. So here's like what you should do, then a little bit of what you shouldn't do, but it's going to work because I set up that motif. And then I'm going to actually come in at the end and play a different motif idea, a different 4-parter. So, some cool ideas in there. I actually ended up doing a couple little spots with the 4-part motif playing. So just to recap, and this is what I want you guys to try to do. Find a jam track, find something in a key that you like to play in, play a simple idea, play a variation on that idea, play another variation on that idea, and then play something completely different to propel you into the next part of your riff. All right, enjoy.